Okay, we're watching D7F playing Sigma and Rhine, I believe, on Eichenwalde. Is what they said. I got flamed pretty hard by most of my team because of awful tanking. I know I'm not a good tank, so I can't really disagree with them. It just feels unnecessary to just flame and it makes the game less fun to play. Yeah, that's why you should just leave voice chat. Don't let people flame you, because you wouldn't put up with it in real life, right? If you're walking on the street, somebody started yelling at you, you would just leave. Just leave voice chat. There's no reason to listen to them. They gave me one constructive tip, and it was me being too aggressive. I don't disagree with that either. I have a hard time knowing what to do when it's very open. Like after first point taken, we start pushing the cart. Some kind of people, some kind people can give me some pointers, both when I did really bad to start, but also things I can improve on when it felt like I popped off. It's my sixth placement game as a tank on a 6-game win streak. That implies that you won this game. So I'm just gonna jump to the end. Did you win this game? Yeah, I don't really know why people. Oh, do you win? Yeah, I think you win here. I I don't really know why people post videos of them winning. Because you could have won for a variety of different factors. You should generally the best games to post are games where you lose, because then people can be like, okay, this is what you could have done differently to win the game. If you already win, it's like I can give you advice, and the advice is still helpful, but why? Like you don't, it's not going to hit you as hard as if you lose. So I'm going to start by saying that is don't post games where you win. is my general rule for this stuff like this. But fine, let's just watch the game and see what happens. All right, so this rock is way too late. Number one, number two, you're super exposed here, and you could easily have gotten killed. Right? If they have any sort of disable here, right? If they have, for example, Hog, or they had Anna, you might have just died right here, and then you would just thrown the point because they would have killed you, and then they would walk to the point, and they would have won. There is zero reason for you to be this aggressive, especially without a shield and not knowing what the team comp is. This is incredibly sloppy play. Right? Even if they didn't have a CC, but they had dive, if the Winston jumps behind you right here and body blocks you, you die. Right? Puts bubble down, you're dead. I would 100% punish this if I were playing Winston, which I often do on this point. Okay, why are you getting this close to the Junker Queen? Right? Are you a hero that is good at close range? Like, do you play Sigma and you think, man, I'm really good when people are up in my face, right? Versus when you're Junker Queen, you have a close range, sort of. It's actually surprisingly good at mid range, but you have a close range shotgun and you have a cleave. If I see Sigma close range, I'm like, great, I'm gonna take this fight now. This is not the space where you are going to be successful. You do not want to be walking into the Junker Queen in the Brigade like this. Play it at the edge of your shot distance, right? Which for you is going to be right around here. This is the sweet spot for you, right? Right around here, this distance, this is good, okay? You need to back up, back way up, and keep them at range, right? Sigma is not a brawly hero. You do not want to be moving closer to them. This is what you do. That was a good rock attempt, like the aim is off, but you see how she's going to cleave you right now? She dies because she's also a fool, but you do not want to be playing so close to them. Okay. Now, right, you need healing. You're opening your back to the Brigitte, who easily could have killed you there. I'm going to assume this is console, just because of the general skill level. Alright, so, a bunch of your teammates have died. Well, why are they dying? Let's kind of look here, alright? So your shield's down, right? You're super low. The Moira's coming over to go heal you, right? Soldier peeks right here. You walk all the way into this room for some reason, despite the fact that the Moira is healing you, which prevents you from making space, right? Covering this doorway, which means that the soldier is able to step forward and then gun down your soldier, right? And kill him Helix. Entirely preventable. All you need to do is simply not go into this room. You're being healed by the Moira anyway. You don't need to do that, right? Your Symmetra dies. I don't even know where your Symmetra was. I think she just died from a long-range headshot. This has to be console. Yeah. So, is that preventable by you? It actually still is, because if you had presence in this choke, right, continually putting pressure, pushing the soldier back, and putting pressure on the choke, the Hanzo never gets 2 free shots like that. So, also preventable by you. She did that. Now you're dead. Right? 3 people are dead, including your Moira. You're dead. Fight's over. Don't even rest, right? Just don't delay it, just die. You want to die as soon as possible. Bubble dancing here, absolutely, or shield dancing, absolutely the wrong call here. Because you don't want to get staggered with your team. You want to spawn at the same time as the rest of your team. Okay? Just die. Die quickly. Okay, you've decided to give up Sigma right away, which is Okay, I mean, the signal is still fine here, but you come back again. Your soldier's dead already. Go right, challenge the queen, which I think is okay, right? I think you see how you're doing like way more damage to her, but without your Moira, I try to figure out where's my Moira, right? You gotta chill here. You've taken way too much damage. Like when she left the doorway, just go back and get healed by your Moira, and then go in, right? Now you're too aggressive. Your Moira's gonna have trouble keeping up. Okay, you need to chill, right? Just chill. That's fine. Right? This is a good charge opportunity. Really good charge opportunity, right? It's a straight line hallway. She has nowhere to go. Just charge straight in like this. Easy charge kill. Right? Soldier's really extended. 1. Right? No, that's a terrible charge, right? You have no chance of landing that charge whatsoever. Soldier's too fast. Okay, you missed that fire strike, which is really bad. You really want to land that fire strike for Shatter. You're being very aggressive here when you have no health. Like, your Moira's doing the best to heal her, but you have to recognize that she's probably getting low in healing. I guess not that low in healing, but there's no reason to be that aggressive right now. They already capped the point, right? The card's moving forwards. You want to play back here where all your team can use castle to help you, okay? You pushing in there is a throw. This is a straight throw. All you need to do is back up. I don't know what you're doing up here. Oh, you think you're going to get like a cheeky charge up here? Like, what is the plan? This fire strike is useless, and your team is dying right now because you're not doing anything, right? All you have to do is go over here and help contest, right? That's your job. That's your job as a ride. Not to like stay high ground and snipe people with fire strikes where you can't even kill them. Oh my god, I knew it. All right, terrible charge in, easily dodged. Now you're stuck in the middle of the team, getting absolutely blown up, and then you get killed. I can't believe you win this game. Right? You see how useless that was? Why didn't you just walk with your team? Just walk out here and fight, you know? Like, this is just straight throwing. I see why your team is flaming you. Okay, great shatter opportunity. Don't jump before you shatter. It slows down the shatter. It delays the shatter because you have to come all the way down to the ground. Don't jump before you shatter. Okay, so shatter mechanics. So shatter does 50 damage, flame strike does 90 damage, and swing does 85 damage, okay? Really important breakpoints to know in order to figure out how to kill people. Shatter does 50, which means to kill squishies, all you need is either 2 flame strikes, right? Fire strikes, or 1 hammer swing and a fire strike, okay? Don't worry about the tank. Tank's not the big deal, okay? You can also charge 225, but I think in this scenario, I am double fire striking, right? After the shatter, I'm double fire striking the Mercy back here to make sure she dies, okay? And preferably, I throw a fire strike, the first one, and then I don't drift to the left, which is what you do first, right? So instead of drifting to the left, I come to the right here, I throw 1 fire strike down and throw a second fire strike down. That way both supports eat it, right? Which will kill the Mercy, and the Brig will live with like a little bit of health, and then I walk forward and I kill the Brig. That's what you should do here. Right? Instead, you don't throw any fire strikes, okay? And you make this fight so much harder than it has to be, and actually you're going to lose. Yeah, you're actually going to lose this fight. Wow, you completely whipped this. You could have killed 2 there easily, and you got 0. Alright, so far, I don't think this is demonstrating a good understanding of ride mechanics or gameplay. I don't think the issue here is you're being too aggressive. I think the shatter was right. I think bullying the Jungle Queen before was right? I think the shatter here was right. I think that everything else, the execution is way off. What is this charge? Who are you charging? Oh, man. Right, you're very lucky to get a kill. There's no reason with 2 supports there that Hanzo should die. I think this was a bad move on your part. Like, it technically got you a kill. At higher levels, that will not work at all. I think you will just get absolutely exploded and nobody dies. I think it was a bad call. Okay, so, right? Good test for Ride, right? So, Junker Queen goes in. What do you do in this situation? Okay? Well, you got a few options. Option number 1, which is what you're doing, is you charge in to try to kill her. Okay? Option number 2 is that you can go in swinging. Right? And there is option number 3, which is do neither of these things and just stall for time, which is put a shield up, jump backwards, hop, 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 right? And buy time. The right call in the majority of scenarios is not to do this. It's not 1 or 2, which is not to go forwards and it's not to go backwards, right? And charge into her. It's just to stall for time. Because if you shield here and just hop backwards, you can buy a lot of time that way. right? In that case, it's going to be a 4-on-1 with Junker Queen in your backline. If your team can't kill Junker Queen, right, 4-on-1 in that situation, it doesn't matter. Like, it's not gonna help. The problem with you charging is that you're gonna open up the whole team, the enemy team, to being able to kill your team, right? The Hanzo can shoot freely. The soldier can shoot freely. The Hanzo's getting res, right? And the supports can help heal the Junker Queen. So charging here, especially since it's not a high percentage chance that you even land the pin, is not a good play. But that is what you're going to end up doing. Right, you got to walk forward to get to the trance. Very important you don't die before you get to the trance. Okay, so it is currently a 4-on-3. You have Shatter. You are low health. What do you do here? This is an interesting question. I think the correct play here is to actually hide, right? Especially with full shield, the right play here is to hide. Is literally just sit here, hold your shield, and just wait. Wait for everyone to get healed, and then push in, because then the tank's already dead, right? The tank's dead, and one of the supports is dead. This fight is won. The problem is if you push this, is that you might die, which A, might result in them pushing it further and or winning the fight, but B, you might be tempted to shatter, but you really don't want to shatter here, because you don't need to, but I think you're going to. Yeah. See, this is a bad shatter. You did not need to use. You see how they're all walking back anyway? They're already all walking back. They're like, oh shoot, we're gonna lose this fight. Right? You did not need to shatter. This is a big mistake. So you just wasted shatter for nothing. Right, I know it feels good when you get in there, you can swing, get all the kills. That was a bad play. That was a bad play. Right. Okay, your Reaper goes in like a madman here, right? The second he ults, you should go right the hell out there, right, and commit. Don't stop. Go out, commit, right? Your Reaper's out there, just commit. Don't. This is stupid. Oh my god. Also, you could have killed her easily. She was clearly running to the left, right? Run to the left of the tree and kill her. This is a big mistake, because then now you. Oh my god. You could get punished. Oh, and you could have killed her there too. Yeah, just lots of mechanics issues with Ride. Right, and now you feed like another 400 ult charge to them. Don't hold your shield. Nobody's here. Hold your shield's at 500. Don't hold your shield. Right? Let it regen. Okay? You want to be playing close here, right? You want to be playing close against the wall, because that's where you're effective, right? If you stand this far away, they can walk through this choke, right? But if you stand right here, they cannot walk through the choke, right? At minimum, you can even body block them. Okay, they're clearly trying to go through left, right? You should shield, save your break, yeah. Okay. So what you did there is also a mistake. Don't stand here, because if you go left, right, you can't actually dodge. Stand here. Small details like this can be the difference between life or death. Okay, your Moira pops Coalescence for some reason. Okay, you charge, you hit the wall, right? I honestly don't even go in. Like, this is not going to work. Right? Imagine you shatter here. Okay, kill a soldier. This is somehow still going to work because gold level things. Whatever this is. There's a lot of fire starts. Oh man, those are bad fire starts. Okay, so when you hurt Dragon, you should immediately release shield and gotten out of the way. I think this is actually a good shatter here, right? I mean, there's a bad position to be in, but I think this is actually a good shatter here. But the problem is this shatter, you might feel good that you wiped the team. The problem when you wipe people at their spawn is it only buys you like 10 seconds, right? They die, they respawn in 10 seconds. If you wipe them all the way over here, right, or over here, it buys you like 30 seconds because they have to respawn and walk all the way back. That's why, again, like you see lots of times where teams are pinning one team against their spawn, killing them over and over and over again, and all of a sudden their team comes out, wipes you, and then they go and win the point. And you're like, how did we go from like dominating them to absolutely getting dominated? It's because kills at their spawn matter very little. Way less than you think it does. I know it feels good, but it matters a lot less than you think it does. I would have charged the finisher off. Managed to get the Moira, great. Right? To help Moira get out, yeah. Step forward a little bit to make sure she doesn't take damage. She definitely should have died there. You can see them stacked up at this doorway, right? I would play this spot right here. I would be way less worried about this door than this door. This door is a longer angle. It takes them longer to get in, so you have more time to respond. So I would primarily worry about this path right here. That's a bad fire strike. You really need to get Shatter back. No, don't charge. Oh my god, I can't believe you get the haunting. This is not going to happen at higher levels. I really hope that this does not happen at higher levels, because you get away with so much here. And you also should. That actually was an easy charge you should have hit. Yeah, these games are a mess. I think this is a reasonable charge, right? They're like super overextended. Their whole team is just constantly overextended and staggering. Okay, this is a mistake. Right? You see how low she is? You don't need to shatter here. You just swing and kill her. She's like dead. You do not need shatter here. Right? Swing, fire strike. Right? You're swinging, fire striking, and swinging, which is much slower. Okay, your brig dies. It's honestly hard for me to say anything, because like, what is happening right now does not even resemble a competitive game. This is like quick play, just or like deathmatch. It's actually kind of crazy what is happening here, because there's no like grouping whatsoever that's happening. Okay, so I don't really know what to say here, because all the things have gone wrong, and somehow you're still killing people. Like, these games are just such a mess. Right. So you've lost everybody. I'm just gonna ignore this. I literally don't know what to say, because like, what am I? Like, how does this happen? All right. That's fine. They're gonna push it through. That's fine. Let's talk about offense. I don't think your aggression per se is the issue, right? I would like to clarify. I think I would rather be over aggressive than under aggressive as a tank. Right? Being under aggressive is what causes you to lose slowly. Being over aggressive, you can learn very quickly what's working and what's not. Right? Swing here is good. I think this is good. Right? Again, block that. Rock good. Right? I think you need to heal right now. You need to stop and heal before you keep going. I think the issue is that your level of aggression, like it is not thoughtful aggression. Like, I don't see you thinking through like what has happened, like the cooldowns that are used or the positioning or whatever. I think you're just blindly charging, and because you don't get punished for it, you keep doing it. But the problem is it will not work. I think this is a good charge actually. I think you could have finished that charge if you might actually grab it. You need to clear the choke though. Right? Your brig is going absolutely ham. You need to clear the turrets. You need to clear the turrets. Absolutely need to clear the turrets. Sim's charged now. Now you're in danger. Right? Need to kill her here. Oh my god. Team somehow gets her without nobody dying, which is bonkers to me. Yeah, get the mega. Right? I think you don't have any supports right now. You have just yeah, Lucio and Brig now. This is crazy, because now you have so little healing. Now you need to leave. Right? Oh my god. Like, you have 300 health and just a Lucio. Your Brig is dead. I think this is a good play. Right? I think this is a good play. You got through shield quickly, and then you shattered. Right? And they clearly were not ready for that. I think this is a good play. Go for the Mercy right away. Good. Right? I think you can hold shield here. Hold shield here, right? You're not killing anybody. Hold shield. Just hold shield. It's fine. Right? Don't die here. Right? Because now you're taking damage, and your shield won't block Coalescence Beam, so then you die. Right? It would have been a great play if you just killed the Mercy and backed off and just accepted that is what you would have gotten out of it. You try to be greedy and then you take more damage. The Sim here is actually a really good pick against you because you're just so aggressive. Okay. Don't charge, right? It was very clear, like, you were never getting out of that flux. Just hold shield, right? Try to save teammates. Can't lose this game. Okay, again, like, you guys start getting punished, right? Because you're charging, he just rocks you. You should have grabbed the Mega. I don't know why you didn't grab it. You know the Mega's there. I've seen you grab the Mega before. You should have grabbed Mega because your team does not have a lot of healing. You're down to support. How do you win this game? What the heck? Pinning the Sigma is the worst possible option. Yeah, you're dead here again. You're just throwing your life away repeatedly. I am boggled that you win this game. Okay, you have beat. I don't know. I don't think I can win this game at this point. What the heck is happening? I guess your team just carries you. Yep, that's pretty much exactly what happens. Right, you died very early, did absolutely nothing, and your team absolutely carries you somehow through this. Alright, I'm going to stop, because I don't think it's actually worth to keep reviewing. Well, actually, you do ask here what to do after the card's pushed, so let's cover that, because I think Eichenwalde's second point is actually a very technical point to deal with. So in this situation, right? So typically, what teams do is they take high ground and they rain hell down upon your team, right? That is typically what happens. That's why playing Ryan here on second point Eichenwalde is actually one of the worst points in the entire game for Ryan, in my opinion. I think it's very, very hard to clear them off high ground as Ryan, because you have to go this way or you have to go this way to go get them off high ground. Okay? So I just think that's very tough to do, and that's why vertical heroes like Winston or D.Va are just much better options in this choice. But in this lineup, where their team, for some reason, does not want to use high ground, great. In that case, you bully the Sigma, right? That's always the goal as in the Sigma versus, or Ryan versus Sigma matchup, which is where if you get opportunities to swing at Sigma, you should. Don't charge. You don't need to charge. You can just walk up there, right? Charging is dangerous. Charging is very dangerous. And you don't really appreciate that because, again, the team doesn't do nearly enough to punish you for this. You're getting back away from the back, you don't notice, and you die. Right? But the flux happened there, that's fine. Just run it back. Right? So again, once again, you charge, you do the shatter, right? And then you get absolutely blown up. Like, you're just so impatient. Like, you don't care what the opposing team is doing at all. You just want to get in and start swinging right away, like as soon as you possibly can. Imagine if you shatter now. This is like a 5-man shatter. What a waste. By the way, you can jump and swing and melee him through the ground. I'm pretty sure. So for Sim is very bad. For Sim, does very little damage, and then she does a tremendous amount of damage. So for Sim, don't go into this like, oh, poking, backing up situation. You either are like, look, I'm not going to mess with the Sim at all, or I'm going to kill the Sim, right? It's one or the other, okay? You either don't mess with her at all, or you commit and you kill the Sim. So right now, for example, you should commit and kill the Sim, right? Like 100%, everything you possibly can, just try to kill the Sim. Get 2 here, which is pretty lucky. You don't need to. You're still plenty health, right? Just pushing this. Okay. Mercy's dead. Okay. So I don't really know what tips to give you because you just walked over the opposing team, right? The first two, number one, they use flux, fine. Number two, that was like a brain dead shatter that didn't work out. And number three, your team just walked over them. So not really any tips for me to give in this situation. This is again why you should cheer losses, not wins. Okay. So overall, the common theme here is thoughtless aggression. Not over-aggression, thoughtless aggression. It doesn't feel to me that you think about what your team is capable of and what the enemy team is capable of, and you just run forward every life nonstop until you die or you kill the opposing team, right? And you get away with this because the opposing team is also very bad. And you get quite lucky with a lot of this. A lot of it. You get away with so much here. Where again, I think at higher levels, you will go from getting, I don't know, this game, maybe let's say this game you're like, let's say 30 eliminations and 12 deaths or something like that. I think at higher level games, you will have like 5 eliminations and 20 deaths playing like this for real. Like I don't think you will get away with a fraction of what you've been doing so far. But again, you're not going to know that until you get there, right? I'm just telling you ahead of time so that when that starts happening to you, you'll remember this advice and be like, "Oh, I should rewatch this video so that we can like think through like why those are bad plays." But at least for now, it's working. So I mean, you can keep doing this stuff, I guess. Like you're on a 6-game win streak, so you know what am I to say? If you keep winning, do whatever. I think being very aggressive is good. Your aggression is thoughtless. You don't take into account things like positioning, your health, your support's health, whether or not your DPS are ready to help you, what ultimates they have, what abilities they have. You just run it down mid every time, over and over and over again. And eventually that is not going to work, and then you're going to be in big trouble because you'll have no idea what to do after that. Yeah, I mean, we cover things like fire strikes and like shield usage, etc. But again, because you're every fight is either you roll them or they roll you, it's hard for me to dissect little small details beyond that. So hopefully that's kind of generally helpful as an overall thing, like idea of the video. But again, this is why you post losses instead of wins.